All right, let's import an ADA sign into our Vision 10 software and set up the elements for the raised profile text and then the Braille and Braille dot placement. So with our Vision Expert 10 software open, I'm going to go to File, go to Open. Don't worry about saving anything if you don't want it to be saved. Hit No there. It's going to go to wherever your file's saved. I've been saving files to the Downloads folder for now. And then the default for files of type or what files it's looking for is going to be Vision Profiles. We're not going to be importing Vision Profiles. We're going to be importing PDFs. So go down to All Files so that it just shows everything. When you hit All Files, you see every different file type, whether you can, whether Vision 10 can open it or not, but it can open PDF. So I'm going to open this second remark test. Click on it. You can see the name of it and all of its info. So I'm going to highlight that, click Open. All of these import options here, all the defaults, they should be good. Just click OK. So it's automatically going to import it into the bottom left-hand corner. But on our table, we have our rulers aligned to this top left-hand corner. So for now, we're going to move all of our pieces there. So it's all highlighted. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it up. And as you can see, there's these magenta lines that pop up. That is an alignment, like it's a snap. It means that you are up against the edges of the table cutting surface, which is what we want. So make sure both magenta lines appear in that corner. Let go, and you've placed it. So you see we have three different colors in here. We have red, we have lime green, we have black. And these are subject to change. We might have these aligned with the colors that we use in Suma. We'll decide on that later. But for now, you should have three different colors. In this file, the red corresponds to the raised elements that we want to cut, right? So that's our profiling. So I'm going to select all of that. I want to group it all together so that if I move it, change it, or whatever, it all changes together. So you're going to highlight it and you're going to click on Group up here. Click on Group. There we go. Now it's all grouped. So now when I click it, see it highlights everything. That's good. Moving out, this green, this lime green is going to be our through cut path for the row mark. Keep it in, but we're not going to use it here in Vision. We're gonna cut that row mark with the Suma, and then this black shape on the outside. Those are the limits of the entire sign. So that's just like your sign frame, just to show you, how big the sign actually is and help you make sure everything is aligned properly. So you see one thing we're missing here is our Braille dots. We have an ADA compliant font and text here, but we need to place the Braille dots in Vision to make sure that's compliant and that Vision knows, to cut it, to cut the holes and place the Braille dots. It's a whole thing. So let's create our Braille. We're going to do that by going over to the text tools over here, click on that, and then go over to ADA Braille only. Click on that. Our cursor isn't going to change, but when you left click somewhere, you see you can start typing. So always make it case sensitive with whatever text you want it to correspond to. So we're going to type out stairs with the caps lock on so that it's all caps. And then without clicking somewhere else, you see we have our text menu up here. We're going to hit this icon, which is going to convert it to Braille. And don't worry about the fonts. There's only one Braille font. You know, there's specific spacing for all that. So just hit this Braille icon, and you'll see our font, our lettering changed to Braille dots. So let's hit OK. Now you have that. Um, then what we want to do is we want to click our Braille and then click the profiling that we grouped. So we're going to shift and click the profiling next. And make sure that you select the profiling second. Um, we're going to click on this alignment tool right here, alignment. And it says align to last object right here. That's what we have selected. And you want that selected. That means that the last object that we selected, aka the little guy walking up the stairs and the stairs, that's what the braille is going to align to rather than the other way around. So we're going to click bottom align. So now the braille is going to align to the bottom of our lettering, our raised profiling, and then we're going to click center. So it's now centered, right? So now it's aligned to the bottom, but that's obviously not where we want to, place our braille. Click off of that. We're going to click our braille, and we're going to move our braille down by a 1/2 inch. So you see this vertical position up here? We have just our braille selected. See this vertical position, when we arrow up on that, it's going to move it down 0.1 inches. So we want to do that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see that braille move down? So now it's not, you know, in our lettering, it's below it. So now our braille dots are set, and you don't need to assign a toolpath to that. Vision will know because we use the ADA Braille only text, it will know that this is going to be, we're going to be using our Braille cutting and placing tools. So don't worry about that. What we do need to assign a toolpath to is just our raised profiling. So you're going to select that red, those red elements that we had. Remember, it's grouped, so you could highlight the whole thing, or if you just click on it, it should select the whole group. We're going to go down to our toolpath tools, click on that, and we're going to use the inline. We're going to use the inline toolpath. You see our default tool, or maybe our last used tool here, is the raised profiling bit. That's what we want. And I named this so that it's not confusing. This is what we use for raised profiling. And we have our depth set to 0.004 inches. So, think of it like kiss cutting. It's only going to go into your substrate when you set your down position for your bit. It's only going to go into the substrate underneath by 0.004 inches. It's just going to kiss it. Again, it's like kiss cutting. It's you want to cut through just enough that you know that it's cut through, but you don't want to cut through too much. So hit OK. You'll notice that the width of the stroke on all these lines increased. That's because it knows the width of the profile engraving bit, and it's showing the dimension of it on the outside, just like you see the routing bit diameter in Summa. It shows you a profile of how big the bit is as it goes along everything. So we have all that, and our file is set for the two things that we need to do, which is um, engrave our profiling, this red, and then drill the holes and place our braille dots, which are these the black braille dots down here. I'm not going to show you what happens on the machine, but I will show you how to output each of those elements. They're going to be done separately. So we're going to go up to engrave. We're going to hit 88 plot, uh, cut raised elements. That's going to cut the red there. So when we click on that, move our little toolbox out of the way. Don't have to mess with anything here. You see only those red elements, not the braille dots, not any of the other boxes that were around it. It knows that we set a toolpath to this that corresponds with the raised text. So you're going to hit engrave, and that'll send it to the cutter. You would go over to your pendant, pull that up, place your row mark where it needs to go. And it's kind of nice. You can even see that uh, this lime green box is again that row mark through cut path that we had, and you see that it's 1-2 inches in from the side of our like sign template. So you're going to move it over 2 inches. You can also hit the show outline on the pendant to kind of see where it is and place it that way, but we'll figure out how to do that in the future. So yeah, you would place your row mark, um, and then you would output the job that we just sent from the pendant after setting everything up and getting your bit set and all that. That'll be another video. And then we want to cut our braille. So after you've already gotten the row mark down, you engraved it, all the profiling, you weeded off the row mark and brushed it, did all that. We're gonna do our braille. So we already have the braille set. We're gonna go to engrave again, go to 88 plot again. We're gonna hit cut braille text. Now, toolbox is always in the way. Now you only see braille dots. And you see here, it says braille in the cut toolbox. So we're gonna hit engrave. And it's gonna send the braille cutting job to the pendant. And you're gonna go through all the steps there with cutting the dots and then placing the braille. The pendant will guide you through all that. All right, that is it. Um, this may change in the future. Um, and there might be another video where I include, doing the through cut of the actual, acrylic or whatever substrate we're putting our ADA stuff into. But for now, I'm just showing you how to do the profiling and braille on a pre-cut piece. Um, so yeah, good luck, and I don't know, Slack or call me if you have any questions.